Hello everyone, today we are back again with another video, and today's video's topic is looping with for. So yeah, we have started the real butter of this C language, and this for loop will give our program much more broader aspects and much more broader programs to practice with. Now let's get started. The content of today's video would be something like this. First of all, we will discuss about looping. What is looping? What are the different elements of looping? And also we will discuss how looping works. The basic concept of looping will be discussed here. And then we will be looping using for loops. For loop is a type of loop, and we will be trying to implement our looping algorithm using for. So now let's get right into the video. So yes, what is loop? Basically, the basic definition of a loop is that whenever we need to repeat a small block of program, understand this? Whenever we need to repeat the small block of program multiple times, we will use loops. Now, we will again understand that. Let's say, for example, if I want to print, let's say for example, if I want to print 1 10 times, what we have to do? We have to write printf1, 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 all total 10 times. Is this a better way? No, it is not. To do that, we will just use the looping algorithm and do this 10 line of programs into a single few 2 or 3 lines of program. Now, let's just understand what is loop, what are the different elements of the loop. So basically loop, we have already heard that loop is repetition of blocks under some condition. Now let's say there are 4 elements of loop: initialization, statement, condition, and iteration. These, if we will give these a serial number, we will start with initialization, then it will be condition, and then comes the statement, and then comes the iteration part. So now let us understand each one of these in details. Here we are here with the initialization part. So what is this initialization? Previously we have done few programs in our practice session where we have initialized few values. I have generally used int c is equals to 0 or int c is equals to 1 or something like that. This part is the initialization part. Now let's say int x is equals to 1 or int y is equals to 5 or int c is equals to alphabet a. These are all initialization part. Basically in initialization part, a variable is declared and a value is stored in it. This is what initialization means. We will repeat. Basically in initialization we just declare a variable and initialize or give the variable an initial value is called as initialization. Now let's move to condition part. This is the brain of our looping program. Now let's say condition part is the brain of our looping program. Basically these are expressions like x smaller than 5 or y smaller than 15 and many more, which can give only two values, either 0 or 1, or if you can say true or false. Basically the logical operators are used here, that is the relational operators are used here. In the looping part, this condition part gives the loop when to stop the program. Now let's say I want to write 10 times hello world. I will first of all start the loop writing hello world. It starts and printing it, and then I say stop when the number of printed hello worlds are 10. This is what condition is. I am saying the number of hello world printed should be 10, not more than that. This is what condition is. If the hello world printed is exceeds 10, then the loop ends, and this is what condition part do. Now let's move to statement. Statements are basically the code blocks that we have to repeat in our program. For example, in our printf, that is hello world printing program, if we want to print 10 printf, we want to print 10 hello worlds, then the printf hello world is the statement part. Basically this is the part which is being executed multiple times until the condition becomes false. Now let's move to the iteration part. This is the part which gives the computer or gives our program the thinking ability that it has to move forward. Now let's say these are few examples. X plus plus, we have already discussed that this means x is equals to x plus 1. If you are not still clear with this, please go and watch the operator video. Now you can see these all are iteration part. This just say the program that until go forward, these change the value of the variable that we have already initialized in the initialization part. Now this is the basic algorithm of our looping. So first of all, we initialize the value, then we give a condition, then the statement. The condition is checked. If the condition is true, the statement part execute. If it is false, the program ends. Then the statement, after executing the statement, the iteration part executes. We change the initialized value, and then again it goes to the condition part. The variable that we have initialized in the initialization process is checked again in this condition, and then again it gives a true value or a false value, and according to that, if it is a false value, the program will end there, but if it is a true value, again this statement will be executed. This is what the looping work. Now let's move to the what are the types of loop. There are basically three types of loop we use in C programming language. First one being for loop, while loop, and do while. In this video, we will understand the basic theory of for loop. Other two will be discussed in separate videos. Now let's just move to our for loop syntax. So here we are with for loop syntax. We already know this algorithm. This is the algorithm of our looping part. This is the algorithm of loop. Now you see, this is the basic syntax of for loop. Now there are five part of this syntax. First one being the keyword for, which is required in every for loop. Now here we have initialization, condition, iteration, and statements. So again same rule applies as in this algorithm. First this initialization occur. After this initialization, the condition is checked. If the condition is true, then the statement is executed, and after executing the statement, the iteration part is checked. Iteration part executes, and after iteration part, again the condition is checked, and same these process repeats itself until the condition become false. And if the condition becomes false, the for loops ends there. Let us revise this again. This is the basic syntax of a for loop. We have a keyword here, for, which is always required in a for loop. Then we have four parts here: initialization, condition, iteration, and statements. First, this initialization part is executed. in which there is a variable and a value is stored in that variable. Let's say we have taken a variable x and we have stored 1 there. Now we then after initialization the compiler goes to the condition part. So let's say I given a condition like x is smaller than 5. Okay, now after the condition it goes to the statement part. The statement is executed. Let's say my statement is printf hi. Now let's say, and then the iteration part is executed. Let's say our iteration part is x plus plus. Now let's see how this program works. First our value x is declared. Here we have x and here the execution, what will be printed in the output screen. Now the value of x we have initialized as 1. So value of x is 1. Then the condition is x is less than 5? Yes, it is true. So the statement will be executed and the statement which is to be executed is printf hi. So hi will be printed here. Then again in the iteration part x plus plus change the value of x to 2. So here x value is 2. Now again the condition part is invoked, which check the value 2 is smaller than 5. Yes, 2 is smaller than 5. So again the high is printed. This basically goes until 4. In the 4 it will check condition and say yes, 4 is smaller than 5. Let's print high. And after this the iteration part occur and it changes the value to 5, and this 5 is checked to the condition, and when this condition is checked it becomes false because 5 is not smaller than 5. So the for loop ends here because the condition part becomes false. So now let's wrap up with this video with a little revision about for loop. Basically for loop has four parts. First one being initialization, second condition, third statement, and fourth iteration. In the initialization part, a variable is declared and a value is initialized that is stored in that variable. In the condition part, that variable is checked if it satisfies that condition or not. In the statement, then goes to the statement part. If the condition is true, then the statement is executed. Otherwise, the program that the for loop will ends there. Now, after execution of the statement, the compiler goes to the iteration part where the value of the initialized variable, that is x in our case, is changed. And again that variable is checked in the conditional part, that is in the condition. Now, if again this condition is true, then the statement part will execute. Otherwise, it will again, the program will ends there only. And this is the continuous loop which is being executed until the condition become false. Again, this loop executes until the condition is false. If the condition is true, it will execute again and again. This is what for loop do. Now let's see a small example and understand the for loop. So here we are back again to VS Code and we will program a very simple example in for loop. Let us say we want to print hello world 10 times. First of all, we will include standard io.attach and then int main. Now the first step for a for loop is to initialize the value. We will do that by this here. Let's say we have for, and then in the initialization part we have to let's take a variable I is equals to 1. First we have to declare this int I, Here we have declared it. Now for I is equals to 1, we have initialized the value of I is equals to 1. Let's give the condition, that is I less than equals to 10. And what is our iteration? Iteration should be I plus plus, and then here printf, let's print hello StudyLens. Here we have done. Now let's run this program. Okay, this program is little messy. Let's give us \n. Okay, now let's run the program. You see, I have printed hello StudyLens 10 times. Now let us understand this program. First of all, I have taken a value, declared a variable I. Then I have initialized it with 1. And then the condition is checked. Is 1 is smaller than 10? Yes, it is. Then the statement is executed, that is hello StudyLens. Again, iteration part changes the value of 1 I to 2, and then 2 is checked if it is smaller or equals to 10. Yes, it is smaller than 10. So again StudyLens is printed, and again the i's value is changed to 3, and the same process is it goes on running in a continuous loop. This is what looping is all about. Now let's wrap this video. If you really like our content, if you really like studying with us about new technologies, please do subscribe us. Also, like our video and share with your friends. Thank you.